Good morning. We are in Warton. Look a minute. Yeah, Warton. EGNO, and we're gonna do about an hour flight. It may be a little longer than that. Just exploring more scenery in the UK. So I think I got everything, all my windows set up and stuff, and both the my OVR Toolkit windows and the Microsoft Flight Simulator windows. So we'll go ahead and get the plane started up and kind of see where we go. Fuel valve. Beacon light. Taxi light. Master battery.
Setting master battery.
Magneto start. Master alternator.
Adjusting alternator.
Avionics on.
Warton
ATC.
ground Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf requesting pushback.
Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf pushback request accepted.
Stop pushback. As soon as I start the plane up, they want to push the plane back. It's kind of like there's no reason I need a pushback. And don't push it back a plane that's actually running. So, set 3. Alrighty. Well, let's see what we're doing today. Set 1. Set 1.
Warton Airport information, Echo 1600 Zulu. Wind 273 at 7. Visibility 7. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,000 feet. Temperature 15. Dew point 13. Altimeter 29.902. Visual runway 7 in use. Landing and departing runway 7. DSR aircraft, say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact, you have EGNO.
At 1,000 feet. Let me go look at the weather. VR toolbar. VR toolbar. So let's look at the weather. I told it to be few clouds, but I'll move them up a little bit. I'll say that should be good. We'll set 1. Set 1.
Warton Airport information, Foxtrot 1600 Zulu. Wind 273 at 7. Visibility 9er. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,700 feet. Temperature 15. Dew point 13. Altimeter 29.902.
I'm gonna move them clouds up a little bit more.
Landing and departing runway 7.
So
DSR aircraft, say direction of flight. All aircraft read back
that should be
short
better.
instructions. Advise controller on initial contact, you have Foxtrot.
Set 1.
Warton Airport information, Foxtrot 1600 Zulu. Wind 273 at 7. Visibility 9er. Sky condition, few clouds at 2,500 feet. Temperature 15. Dew point 13. Altimeter.
So we're gonna be going to the east. So set 6.
7 in use. Landing and departing runway 7. DSR aircraft, say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller, on initial contact, you have Foxtrot.
Set 6.
Warton Ground Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf request taxi for East departure with Foxtrot.
VFR
Cessna
toolbar.
November 256 Bravo Golf, taxi to and hold short of runway 7 via taxiway Echo Delta Delta 1. Contact tower on 130.805 when ready.
VR toolbar. Parking brake.
Adjusting parking brake.
Move up. Set 1.
Taxi to and hold short runway 7 via taxiway Echo Delta Delta 1 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Yeah, so I moved the fuselage up to 2,500 feet, so I feel a little bit better. Big tower. A big taxiway, wow. I think it's monstrous. A lot of X's on the taxiways. Don't go here. Set 2.
Warton Tower Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf ready at runway 7 departure to the east.
Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf cleared for takeoff runway 7 departure to the east approved.
Set 1.
Cleared for takeoff runway 7 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Something looks a little weird there. I'm gonna go up here and spin around. Looks like I entered yeah, I didn't enter at the beginning of the runway. I wanted to make sure I was going the right way here. Yeah. Hopefully up here I see a 07. Yeah, they should have brought me in on that taxiway over there. Actually, I'm gonna go over there. Yeah, 07. So, we're slowed down a little bit. Come on, turn. There we go. Okay, come on. There we go. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe that's just the way it is. Alrighty. Airspeed's alive. Rotate. So we got the new patch in. We'll see how well how much it changes my landing. Takeoff seemed about the same. I didn't see a big difference, but I don't know yet. Landing, I should know. Sure, it seemed like it floated a long ways, but we'll just have to see. Okay.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, continue for east departure. I will contact you next when you leave my airspace.
That one.
Warton Tower says the November 256 Bravo Golf continue for east departure.
So I'm flying east. It's pretty low ground here, so I'll probably level off at 1500. The clouds are at 2500. A few clouds are at 2500. So this all should work out. Got 42 miles to go. Alrighty, pull back on the power. Go to about 2200 here. Trim it for a level flight. Get some more airspeed. Still climbing. Still ain't quite level.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
a little bit off course. Set one.
Warton Tower Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf frequency change.
Still a little bit glitchy. So what's my heading supposed to be? 83. So that's 90, so I should be over here a little bit. Maybe about 83. Oh, trying to get this thing leveled off here, not succeeding right now. It's not like I'm off by a lot. I'm off by, I want to be at 1,500 feet, I'm 200 feet high, so it isn't like I'm off by a lot. But it's important to kind of maintain your altitude for separation from other airplanes. It seemingly wants to porpoise a little bit. I thought that was an airport, and it looks like it was. But there's all kinds of X's, so maybe no longer an airport. Yeah. Kind of interesting. Looks like there's a solar farm over where, right over top of where the runway was. Yeah, that's absolutely an old airport. That's interesting. We've got all the X's on it, so it's like, do not land here. There's a lot of them here that either don't have no markings or have X's on them. I see a lot of them here in the UK. Like there may be some, I guess you'd call them mountains. They look pretty tall. Kind of in my flight paths there, so may have to go up in elevation. It says I got 31 nautical miles to go, and I don't think those mountains are that far, I'm thinking they're closer than that. We'll see. We will see. So, going east on the odd 1,000 plus 500. So my next altitude would be 3,500. As I get closer, I'll kind of make that judgment. If that turns out to be true, I'll just put the power to it and take it up to 3,500. Right now we're cruising at about 105, 110 knots. Just a nice leisurely cruise. Doing flight planning in Microsoft Flight Simulator is sometimes a challenge. It's I'm having a hard time when I make my initial like airport to airport and then I start adding legs. Sometimes when I click on the leg it doesn't highlight, so I can't add anything to it. So I haven't totally figured out the secret to that yet. May just be a bug. But it is frustrating where you can't just click on a leg and go, okay, I want to add a couple of points of interest or an airport or whatever. I should just be able to click on it and it'll highlight and that's it. But sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And there is no rhyme or reason that I have found. Kind of feeling like there's some wind out here. Just kind of feel the plane kind of dance around a little bit. Nothing serious, just kind of like it's there. So I'm on course, so sure does look like that ridge over there is gonna be in my way. A wind farm over there on the right. I want to try flying like out of the cockpit, but I'm afraid if I leave the cockpit I can't get back in. In VR, like this, like VR toolbar. So this toolbar here only shows up in VR in the cockpit. If I get out of the cockpit, I don't have that. So what's happened before, the reason I'm a little hesitant is VR toolbar. is I've been out of the cockpit, and somehow it got in the showcase mode. So that's like if you're going to be using like the drone, the Xbox controller. Well, because I can't in VR get that toolbar to show up if I'm out of the cockpit, there's no way I can recover from that. So I'm like stuck out of the cockpit. So I have a command that that says if I say cockpit, it will basically take me out of the cockpit. And so I used that, but it didn't bring me fully into the cockpit. It brought me like kind of looking at the close to the tail, kind of looking at it. I'm like, well, that kind of sucks. And I couldn't find a proper voice command that would kind of get me out of trouble. so I'm a little hesitant about that. I want to figure out exactly all of the voice commands that I have and what they do before I try that. So, but what I would like to do is for points of interest to actually be out of the. There's a couple of things. I would certainly like to be like out of the cockpit for points of interest, and for the viewer, it would be a better experience. And but the fact that I won't, same way as like when you're out of the cockpit and when you're doing the cockpit out of the cockpit view in 2D, which further I gotta go? Got about 18. I'm gonna give me some power, and I'm gonna go up to 3,500 here, because I don't think I'm gonna make it over this. I may have misjudged this, but I don't think so. Thought it's like slowly climb, but yeah. So when you're on the 2D screen and you basically go out of the cockpit, you see you can have it where the instruments basically show up, so that you can kind of see if you're going up or down or what your heading is. But in VR, it doesn't work. It doesn't show you that. So you're kind of like out of the cockpit a bit blind as to. I mean, you can see when you're looking if you're going up or down, but but actually like keeping track of a heading is way more difficult. But so that's also the problem that I see is exactly that. So oh crap. Landing light. Landing light. Nav light. Taxi light. Should have done that when I was getting ready to take off. But that's kind of my dilemma. Like being in VR is there's certain things that are they don't work. It's probably just the right way to say it. So I'm a little off course here. Trying to get back on course. So I have to overcorrect a little bit to intercept the course. What's the name of the field? Leeds. Leeds Bradford is where I'm going. That's my first stop. I thought it would be a good place to kind of test. I want to do, I don't want to do a full stop. I want to do like a touch and go to kind of see how the flaps are doing. They said they got them fixed, so we'll find out if it's true. But it looks like out for quite a ways where it's quite a bit flatter. So what's the elevation? The elevation's 674 feet, so it isn't as low as it was where I came from. Where'd I come from? Yeah, the elevation where I came from was 30, so it's 600 feet above that. So that means, like, when I'm coming into that that airport, I should be at 1600 or so. So to be at a proper pattern. Alrighty, I'm 10 miles away, so go ahead and let her descend. I'll probably let it descend down to about 2,000. Get myself back on course here. Set 2. Set 2.
Leeds Tower, Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf is 8 miles west with whiskey to land.
Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf Leeds Tower. Enter left downwind, runway 32. Altimeter 29.9er, 2 wind 27 tree at 7.
Fly left downwind, runway 32 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Set 2.
Tower, Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf touch and go.
Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf Leeds Tower. Make left downwind, runway tree 2. Altimeter 29er.9er, 2.27 tree at 7.
Make left downwind runway tree 2 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
So let me see if I can get this figured out correctly. I can clearly see the runway. Yep, I got it figured out. Cool. So I gotta get rid of some power here. So I'm on a downwind for 3-2. Got too much elevation. Trying to get a little bit wider. Flaps out, flaps down, flaps down.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, cleared touch and go left, traffic runway tree 2. Wind 27 tree at 7.
Cleared for touch and go
Flaps
runway
down.
tree 2 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Okay, trying to put the runway in here. Ain't looking too bad. A little close, but that's okay. Flaps down. Flaps up, flaps up, flaps up, touch and go. Airspeed alive. Rotate. Nice landing, Bill. Yeah, where am I supposed to go? 13. Got something a little wrong. Huh. Says I was supposed to be on a heading of 13 and what? My GPS and my map is telling me that's wrong. And the distance is going down, so I didn't get turned around and go in the wrong direction, so that's good. I'll pull the power back a little bit. Don't need to be running her that hard. Oh. Bill was being a little stupid. I confused 13 for 130. Whoops. Oh, that makes all kinds of sense now. That was dumb, Bill. 13, just to the right of north. I'm gonna let her descend a little bit here. So we got 3 points of interest, and after that, then be my last landing. So I'm pretty happy with that one. I didn't see, this is the analog 172, but I guess I didn't notice a great big difference, so. But I didn't do any of the mods or any of that stuff, so I don't know. But it certainly didn't float as much. I guess that is true. It didn't float as much as it had been. I could hold it in that flare position, wow, for a lot longer than I did before. It just sit there and kind of go down the runway before the wheels would ever touch the runway, so. But it didn't make my landings any worse, so that's good. Because the yoke I'm using, I haven't quite got the sensitivity tuned the way I want it. It's close, but it's not quite there. But it is it's a Fulcrum 1, so when I'm coming in for a landing, I have 8 inches of throw on my yoke that I can pull back. So the amount of control that I have on trying to get the plane to pitch correctly and just hold it there and kind of just watch the sight picture, whether I've got to pull up or relieve a little bit of pressure. That's where I'm going. It gives me that kind of control, which is really, really nice. It's not cheap, but and the kind of cool thing is that it was made right here. It was made in the UK, so that's also kind of cool. That I kind of get to fly over where it was manufactured at. Yeah, and the crazy thing with these maps, they like round the corners. So as opposed to the flight plan going right to Fountain Abbey and then making a turn, they kind of round it. So they go from where I was, kind of close to here, and then round this turn. So when I actually go to the point of interest, I'll be like way off the map, and it's kind of. It could be the way GPS's actually mark legs. I don't know, but it just seems odd to me. So, if we want to actually see this, we probably ought to get a little lower. I'm kind of close. Where are we going next? 119, okay. So that'll be off to my right. So if the airport back there was 600 feet, I probably ought to keep above 1,000. So I'm going to feed some power back in, trying to break the descent here. But I also want to kind of slow down a little bit too. Oh, that is pretty cool. Wow. Oh my word. Wow. Wow. That is neat. So, let's get some power back into here so I can make a turn without doing something dumb. Try to keep it above the ground. Yeah, pretty good here. It should be good. It's kind of tucked in there. Just playing with the power, the pitch, the roll. that is neat. So, 119. That's 120. Pretty neat. So the next place we're going to is York Minster. That's a heading of 119 degrees, 20 nautical miles. And it looks really, really flat here, so I don't have to get too high. So the hardware I'm running is an i7 9700K running at about 4.6 gigahertz, and 20 or an RTX 2080 Ti. Desperately searching for a 3090 to try to improve my performance, but I've been unsuccessful. So like many other people, I'm running an HP Reverb G2 VR headset with valve index controllers. I just love my index controllers. When they first were released, I actually bought a pair of controllers when I had a Vive Pro, and I used them with my Vive Pro, and then I heard that the headset that went with it was pretty spectacular, so I ended up buying the kit. So I actually have two pair of valve index controllers. So I have one that's paired to my valve index, and I have one that's paired to my HP Reverb G2. So when I switch back and forth, I don't have to repair them and go through all the setup. I just pick a headset to fly, plug it in, and I'm good to go. So there isn't a whole lot of involved to change between the running my valve index or the HP Reverb. I like the Reverb way better. It's much more clear. It's clearer in X-Plane than it is in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think just because it just hasn't been optimized like X-Plane has been. And I just think that's what the difference is. So with every update, I kind of like look and go, did they do anything to improve the performance? And it's so far, I would say not a lot, but I wouldn't say none either. So I was going to land at that airport there, that Linden on Oath, but I realized it's a military-only airport, so wasn't legitimately. I shouldn't actually land on it, so I picked this other airport instead. So. It's in a sim, it doesn't matter, but I still try to make it as real as I can. Whoops. Set 4. Set 4.
Leeds Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, cancel landing intention.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, your cancellation is received.
A little late doing that. So there's where we're going. Yeah, so that's a military-only use airport over there. They kind of looked at it on, what did I look at? I think Sky Vector, I looked at it and kind of like went, oh, whoops. So I tried to pick another one. There was, I think there's 3 of them in this area. They're all military use. So I had to do some digging to find one that was free for the public. So I bought Orbix for X-Plane for the UK. So my goal here is to do some more flights in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I really want to wait until their next sim update. So that'd be, I think it's next week if I understand it right. I want to fly that a little bit to see if anything improved. Then I'll switch back over to X-Plane. And what I want to kind of do is, to the best of my ability, is to basically fly the same routes, the same flight plans in X-Plane with Orbix. And I want a couple of things I want to do. I want to see visually how different is it. In other words, if you put a better scenery package on X-Plane, does it look similar? But the bigger question is performance. I know for sure when I'm in X-Plane, both of them bars right here, they're both amber. They're not red. And probably the CPU has probably got green in it. So the performance-wise, it's dramatically different. What I don't know is if I shove some pretty intense scenery at it, will that affect it? I don't know that yet. But that's kind of what my game plan is over the next few weks. So, because I've been trying the best of my ability to kind of like fly and stream pretty much every day. I'm retired, so I kind of can set my own schedule. And when I went to fly today, I normally will fly in live weather, but when I went to fly today, it was like completely overcast. It was like, no, I'm not going to put myself through this. So I went to, I changed the weather from live weather to few clouds. But when it does that, it made few clouds at 1,000 feet, and I went, I know I'm going to be flying 1,000, 1,500, maybe 2,000 feet. So I shoved the bottom layer up to 2,500. So you get to see the prettier clouds, but they're not like right on top of you either. So it's worked out good. I'm quite happy with the weather. I get to see the clouds and stuff. So. Whoops, that was a big stutter. I start. And so I'm running the HP Reverb G2 on Steam VR. So I find the Windows Mixed Reality tools for streaming to be lacking, and the Steam VR tools are much more robust. It's what I use on X-Plane. So I may be losing some performance because of that. But if I want the tools, so I'm willing to put up with some performance. Better get down a little bit. Some performance impact to get my tools in the cockpit. York Minster. Well, that is pretty neat looking. Wow. See, I'm getting some stutters here. Let me go into the bank. I got to put some more power on this, just to keep the elevation right here. Try not to lose airspeed, but don't gain it either. I'm like right around 85 knots. Yeah, a little stuttery. A little stuttery. Yeah, I can feel when I pull back on the yoke, I can hear the airspeed decreasing. That was kind of cool too. So it's just a balance. I'm about 500 feet above the ground right now. So I'm just trying to level it off right here. Do a turn in. Quite neat, quite neat. What I would love to do is to fly that out of the cockpit, but I'm not comfortable with that quite yet. I think probably for my next stream, that's what I'm going to be doing. So we got a bridge we're going to, I think. Harbor Bridge, yes. Yeah, I'm just like not, I'm afraid of getting out of the cockpit and I can't get back in. So I gotta go over my camera commands, and because most everything I do is with voice, and so I gotta go over my camera commands and make sure that I know what I can and can't do. And if I get out of the cockpit, I gotta have a command that'll get me back here. And so far I'm not confident. I know that. So and being in VR when you're kind of like in a place where you're seriously not comfortable, nah, it's just not a good place to be. So the Humber Bridge is where we're going? Yeah. So it looks right. On my thing here it says 27 miles. What's the heading? 126. Okay. So I'll probably do about 1,000, 1,500 feet across here. And we'll kind of see what we see. So we got an airfield here, so I'm going to kind of try to go to one side of it. Hopefully nobody's doing any pattern work here. Yeah, nice looking airport. And the airport we're going to is about 9 miles away from here, away from the bridge, so. So I'm playing with hardware Walker 1 yoke and MFG crosswind pedals. And for my throttle and mixture, I'm using a Saytech TPM, and I'm using a Saytech trim wheel. So but I mean, explain. I do the throttle, the mixture, the flaps, trim. I do all that with a touch controller. But since we don't have controller support in Microsoft Flight Simulator, I have to do part of it with a mouse and part of it with hardware. So I've been, since I retired, I've been trying to downsize. I am the author of X-Satic panels, the plug-in for Satic panels on X-Plane. And once I got bitten by the VR bug, the only time I've ever used my Satic panels after that point, which was probably a week into it, was when Microsoft Flight Simulator come out. And they didn't have VR support, so excuse me, I bought a Track IR, so I was using a Track IR, and I was using my Saytech panels and trim wheel to control my airplane. Since that, when VR did come out, then I kind of switched over to using voice commands for quite a bit of this stuff. But I tried like voice command for a trim, just did not seem to work. I had a trim wheel here, so I didn't have to go buy one. I already had it, so. Another airport. Wow, they're everywhere. Huh. Yeah, I just looked up my map and I went, oh, there's an airport. Yeah, that one's like some of them. Like, they're not well marked at all. Like, I don't even see any numbers on it. But it's Melrose Farm, so I mean, maybe they don't feel they need numbers. It could be the people that fly there know where it is, so, and know how to land there, so could be that. But it's a paved road. It's 2 paved runways, actually. Yeah, it's 2 of them, so kind of different. I haven't quite figured out what the, on these point of interest, they have the, what it is, how far away it is, the little circle there. And then they have a looks like it's like it's an altitude, I guess. So it says like 1850. It's kind of like, what? That isn't the elevation of where it is. Not even like close. So, I mean, I'm at 1,500 feet. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe the top of it is. I don't know. Maybe that can't be right because I'm a good 1,000 feet above the ground. And I don't know how close to sea level we are here. Look. The elevation of the final airport is 120 feet, so we're not too far above sea level, so that just doesn't make any sense to me. I haven't figured that out. But all in all, it's been a pretty good flight. A little more stuttery than I would like, but Is that the airport? Could be. 9 nautical miles. I suppose that's possible. Yeah, some days these point of interest are like, they don't show up until like, you're like 5 miles away, and then other times they show up from 30, 40, 50 miles away. It's kind of crazy the way they work. Doesn't seem to be a much of rhyme or reason. Nope, that ain't it. The airport's called Humberside. And 157. So it's to my right. And I'm not sure if I gotta go over the water to get to it. That part of the flight plan I didn't look at too closely. But I certainly do see the bridge. Oh, trying to figure out the right way to take a look at this thing. I definitely don't want to take a drink in the water, but we certainly can get lower. A bunch of windmills over there. Checking my fuel to make sure that everything's okie dokie. I think for my first pass, I'm going to try to fly alongside of it. See how that turns out. I'm going to fly on the near side of it. I don't want to fly into it, but Now that is pretty cool. I'll do a teardrop over here. I was making sure I didn't turn right straight into the bridge. Alrighty. $157. We'll come out here a little bit, spin around, and get pointed for the airport. So it's 9 miles out. $157 should be over there. Yep. Looks like that's where the airport is. Set 2. Set 3.
Humberside Tower Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf is 10 miles northwest with uniform to land.
Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf Humberside Tower. Fly left base runway 20. Altimeter 29.9 2 and 272 and 7.
Fly left base runway 20 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
So I gotta figure out how a left base would work. Elevation 121. So I legitimately need to be a little bit higher. 1,000 feet should probably be good. I'm doing a left base. I won't need to get rid of as much. You're doing a downwind, you know, a downwind base and final. You gotta get rid of 1,000 feet. But if you're doing they want me to do a left base, then it means.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf cleared to land runway 20. Wind 272 at 7.
Okay.
Cleared to land runway 20 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
So the airport is not clear to me right now. So that's the runway there. And they want me to do a left base, so I gotta fly out past the runway here. So I'm gonna go over here. I'm going to do a left turn here. I'm way too high and I'm way too close. Wow. Okay. So, because I blew it, and now I know what's going on, I'm just going to go out here and I'm going to do a downwind for 20. I just seen that pattern entry thing, and that was like way closer than I thought, so. But we'll just fly over here a little bit. Let myself get too low. Alrighty. Now I'm set up for a downwind 20. Just got a little disoriented. When in doubt, go around. Okay. Feeling more confident now. So I'm flying parallel to the runway. I'm a little bit tight to it, so I'm going to scoot out a little bit. Just going at an angle to the runway. There we go. We're good now. Flaps down. Says I'm low on fuel. That's good. I'm gonna land. Looking for 90 degrees. That's pretty close. Flaps down. I'm climbing there. I shouldn't have been. I was too close to the runway. We can recover. Flaps down. Get myself aligned with the runway here. I'm way too fast. Displace threshold, I gotta be above, not crossed it. Okay. Running out of airspeed. Touchdown. Power back.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, turn next taxiway.
Okay, I'll do that. All you do is find one. I don't see any helpful markers to help me. No, I don't see any. Huh. I think that... Wow. I don't see any buildings here.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, turn next taxiway.
Evidently I missed it. So let me spin around here. Turn, turn, turn. The old Cessna, when she gets too slow, she doesn't turn worth nothing. You can shove your rudder all the way if you want, so it won't make any difference. So you have to...
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf exit runway when able.
Hey, I'm working on it. Just as quickly as I could. You got your arrows going the opposite direction I was. Certainly the opposite direction I landed. That didn't turn out too bad.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf exit runway when able.
Okay. I'll do that. I'm kind of following these markers so that I know where to go. Because I've never been here before. So the verdict on the flap issue. For me, it don't seem to be any worse.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf turn next taxiway.
Hey, I did that.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf contact ground on 119.1 tree.
Going to 119.1 tree Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Okay, across the whole short line. Now I can stop. Set 2.
Humberside ground Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf taxi to the gate.
Whoops.
Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha Golf.
Oh.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha Golf Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
I told it the wrong thing and it figured it out. I told it to taxi to the gate. And it says, it told me it's gonna, I want a taxi to general aviation parking, so. Whoops. What is this? So general aviation parking is on the grass. Oh, this is priceless. I love it. Whoops. Supposed to keep my yoke back. Keep the nose wheel loose to the ground when you're on grass. This is just hilarious. This is ramp 9, huh? Okay. Wow. Oh, this is funny. Alrighty. I'll keep some momentum going here. If we get slowed down too much, it's gonna take me a while to get going, but I gotta turn. Oh, here he is. Oops, sorry. How about better? Better? Oh, no. Okay. Give me a minute. I gotta break the momentum. Okay. Glad you're happy. Parking brake.
Adjusting parking brake.
Oh. Avionic. Whoop. Flaps up. Flaps up. Flap up. Flaps up. Flaps up. Alrighty. So we can pull the mixture back. Build the engine. Continue. Alrighty. Landing light. Landing light. Nav light. Beacon light. Master battery.
Adjusting master battery.
Master alternator.
Setting alternator.
Magnetos off.
Setting magnetos to off.
So it goes from both to left, then back to both. Now it'll go off. Magneto's off. Magneto's off.
Setting magnetos to off.
No idea why. Well, alrighty. That went not too bad. Was a little stuttery, but not really too bad. Yeah, so I'll have to figure out where I'm gonna go tomorrow, and I really didn't expect to be parked right here, and that's kind of cool. But it's kind of funny. Got a push truck out here in the grass. But that's one thing that is pretty neat is the grass in Microsoft Flight Simulator is pretty slick. It's pretty neat how it's done. So it is kind of cool. You get to kind of like watch it like up close and personal. So, but I'm gonna call it a day, and it's been fun. We'll do it again tomorrow. So, just exploring Great Britain. I did get to spend some time here a few years back, and like I said, the place where my yoke is made is in the UK. So it's kind of cool to kind of spend some time here and kind of enjoy the scenery. So, okie doke. Everybody, you have a great day, and I know I had a lot of fun today, so we're gonna call it a day.